All right, I'd like to welcome our viewer or viewers to our Last Man Standing Motorsports GTE series. This series on Tuesday nights is sponsored by Grandpa'sKitchen.com. Thank everybody for joining us tonight. We've got quite a few drivers on track doing a little finishing up on practice. And in about less than 5 minutes, we'll have our qualifying start. Just a word for all the drivers. Remember the basic rules. The guy behind is passing, has to pass cleanly. Self-policing on the incidents. If you have an incident with another driver, pull in and do a drive-through penalty through the pit lane at pit speed. You have to do that penalty without any other pit work. So you just drive through, and then if you need work, come around, do it again. So welcome everybody. Glad everybody's here. We got quite a crew tonight. At least 50. I think there's more, but I can't see them on my screen from where I'm sitting. So thanks for everybody being here, and we'll catch up with you throughout the race.
So we have 17 drivers. I just found my standings chart. 17 drivers in the race tonight. And Jason Morris is fastest in practice with a 151.10. Joseph DuPont, he won this race last time we were here with a 151.1. Kyle Dooley, 151.3. Bill Edwards, 151.4. Tim Allman, 151.6. Philip Scott, 151.9. Myself with a 152.2. Then Brandon Dooley, that's Kyle's brother, he's at a 152.6. Jeff Wyatt, 152.6. Paul Bilson, 152.7. Mike Mooney, 153.1. Chip Hansen, 153.3. Paul Allen, 153.6. Everybody's real close. Top 13 are separated by less than 2 seconds. And this is a full 2 minute, well, nearly 2 minute lap. So quite a competitive crew tonight. Just want to kind of say hello and welcome everybody out. This is Ron from Wizard TV, throwing down our semi-broadcasting for the night. We're going to be racing and broadcasting, so you'll hear me intermittently. I won't be chatty throughout the whole event. I am going to try to do a drive, like a lap, to kind of give you an idea what a lap is like here. But you can see on the top left of the screen the course. There are 16 turns. As you go into turn 1, it's a little hairpin to the right. And that takes you into the stadium section. That stadium section is called, let me see if I can get this up here. Not always easy to navigate because there's always things in the way on your screen. But let me see, track info. Here we go. All right, that arena section, which is turns 2, 3, and 4, kind of looks like a head of a horse, I guess, or some animal. That is the Mercedes arena. And then you go down the long straight, there's a little kink in that, turn 5, turn 6 and 7 is Ford curve. And then down to the hairpin at the bottom, way out on the end of the track, if you can see on that map, kind of down bottom left, that is Dunlop curve or Dunlop sweeper. And then you come up into the famous Michael Schumacher S's, which is turns 9 and 10. Turn 11, and then turn 12 is Bilstein curve. Turn 13, and then into the hairpin, or into the chicane, which is Vidal chicane. And then 16 back around to the start-finish line. So that would be a lap. We'll go ahead and get started here. Qualifying is just about to begin. We're going to start here in just a second. So once I get that going, I'll try to take you around on a lap and show you what it looks like. And here we go. Starting from the pit lane. We'll come out here right behind Jeff Wyatt, fellow old guy racing. Oh. All right, sorry about that. I was not looking at my car, so you guys would have had no idea what I was doing. So here we go. We're going to try it again. This is me in the 84 car coming out of the pit lane and going into turn 1. This is the hairpin to the right, and then into the arena section, which is these 2 left-handers, really tight corners here. You're in second gear, accelerating down the hill here, back down into second, trying to squeeze through that left-hander and line yourself up for this right-hander to get acceleration down this little straightaway. Turn 5 is this little kink. And then turn 6, you slow down to third gear. Try to hug it in nice and tight to get ready for this turn 7. And then accelerate down to the Dunlop sweeper down here, this big hairpin. Dunlop sweeper here. Accelerate back out. These are the famous Michael Schumacher S's coming up here, right here. Here's the first one. And then the second one. And that'd be 9 and 10. So here's turn 11. Slow down to third. You can cut this corner off a little bit. 12. And this is a really important corner to get right because it sets you up for this long straightaway. That corner, accelerate down. This long back stretch, little turn in the middle, but it doesn't do anything. And then we're running the chicane here that's a little longer. There's a Grand Prix chicane. If you noticed on the camera, there's a little tighter chicane available. That's for the Grand Prix cars. We run that sometimes, but that is how we run it today. That was turn 16, back down the front straightaway, and that is a lap at Nürburgring, and this is called Nurburgring Grand Prix Streck. And then we are racing the BESWEC version, which is World European Championship version. Okay, so that was a lap there. I'm going to concentrate here for a minute and try to get my qualifying lap in. I will talk to you guys here shortly.
Is that your outlap, Chip?
Hey, Mooney, how you doing today?
Oh, trying to set a fast lap, got turned into chicane. I'm doing wonderful.
That's all right. I was doing a pretty good lap, and then I ran up behind somebody, and they were on outlap. So sometimes when we're out here, this is how you qualify in Grand Sport racing. This is how it happens. So you're out here with everybody, and you got the fast guys and the not so fast guys, and then you got people trying to push the envelope, drop their fuel load down to nothing, and try to get a fast lap. And once in a while, somebody kind of slips up and knocks into the side of you.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's already set a really fast time, and, you know, I know what they're trying to do, but it's like I've got one lap out there so far because I did my intro for my stream, and, you know, it's like, okay.
Well, we're here live.
Yeah, well, that's why we're taking the time to go to another channel, step away before we come to a hot mic and go, hello, everyone.
Something like that. I think I'm done, though, with qualifying. I think I've had enough.
I can't. I don't have time to get around and get a decent lap yet. I don't think. Not with what I was trying to do. So
Yeah, we got 2.5 minutes left in our qualifying session. Plus, in iRacing, the drivers who have already started their lap when the timer runs out get to finish their lap. So you could have as much as another 2 minutes-ish after the timer runs out. But right now, our remaining time in qualifying, you can see down on the relative screen, the bottom right of your corner. Bottom right corner of your screen if you're watching at home. You can see on the top of that, it'll give you a time as to how long is in the session and how much time is remaining in the session. Right now we got about 2 minutes remaining, so we'll take a look and see what's going on. Looks like so far these times have come way down, so it looks like these guys are definitely running qualifying setups because they weren't running these speeds in practice. But Bill Edwards is on the top in his BMW with the big old Grandpa's Kitchen paint all over it. Looks beautiful. Nice for the sponsors to see. Joseph DuPont in his Chevy C8R Corvette, also running 1.50 or minute 50. Jason Morris in his Porsche. It's also Grandpa's Kitchen sponsored, white with the big logo on the roof. 150.8. And those are the fast three, it looks of it, the very fast three. Tim Ellman from Old Guy Racing, running in the 4th spot. He's running a 151. This is all provisional still. We still have until the end of qualifying, 1 more minute, to let any of these guys rip off a lap and get up front. Kyle Dooley followed by his brother Brandon, both running really close together, 151.4 to a 152 flat. So those guys might pick it up a little.
I think you need to watch out for the Dooley brothers. They're going to bring the chairs and tables in, do a smackdown on you. I know there's very few that are catching that reference, and it's like, I'm not meaning any disrespect. I do think that, we want to watch out for these two guys only because they're going to be good.
Yeah, we found those guys about a week ago, a little less than a week ago. We ran into them out on a Mazda Miata race. That was kind of more like a, what do you say, smash-up derby than a Miata race?
It was a last man standing race.
It was a last man standing race. That fitting for our last man standing motorsports name.
Yes. So. And we've had questions. Does this last man standing mean you reckon that the last one's still going wins? No, it's not what we meant, but that doesn't mean that there isn't the possibility of something like that happening.
All right, looks like the clock has expired on our qualifying run. We're going to wait for these guys to finish up their final laps.
Looks like do the top 10, and then are you going to come down to the lobby? You want a polite drag at that point?
Yeah, give me. Let me get the race started, lap 1 or 2, and then if there's a way to drag me down, go ahead. But I don't know if there's going to be at that point.
Concentrating
we're
on
going to be
cars
racing.
And all that?
Yeah, we're going to be racing. We're not going to be able to move. I think I'm going to stick up here just to kind of chit chat as we go. But
okay.
I'd rather be down there chit chatting with you guys. But we're we can, a handful of us can come up here.
Yeah, that still may be dangerous. So
yeah, it could be dangerous.
I'm going to go down to the lobby where it's a little bit safer for right now. See why we go. And after the first wreck in the cool down period, I may come up.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks, Mooney, for dropping in.
Yep.
That was Michael Mooney from Old Guy Racing here at Last Man Standing Motorsports. He's the founder of Old Guy Racing. Speaking of founder, this racetrack, this is the Nürburgring Grand Prix. And this is, like I said earlier, this is the WEC version with the little bit longer chicane. This track was actually made in 1984. And the reason they made this track is because they used to race on a different track right here at this circuit called the Nürburgring Nordschleife. And the Nordschleife is a 14-mile road course through the Eifel Mountains. And very tight turns, very dangerous. Public roads. This is an actual circuit made for racing. But the public roads make it very dangerous. It's just a super dangerous track. They obviously get people off of them when they race. But Formula One raced there up until 1976 when Niki Lauda had his big wreck in 1976. And then in 84, they started racing here. But by then they'd had Hockenheim built, and Hockenheim is another Grand Prix track. So back and forth between here and Hockenheim. So anyway, starting order, we only have a few seconds left. Bill Edwards, Joseph DuPont on the front row, Jason Morris, Kyle Dooley, second row, Tim Allen, Paul Bilson, third row, Brandon Dooley, myself, Ron Gaibo on the fourth row, and row 5 will be Jeff Wyatt and Philip Scott as we are about to line up and go green. Okay, we're going to do a pace lap, or I don't know if it's a pace lap per se, but we're going to do a lap and go around the track. Looks like about a third of a lap before we get to the green flag. We are in the back stretch right before the chicane, and then we'll be green. So thanks again, everybody, for watching. I'm going to go quiet as we race here for the first couple laps. Try to keep you up on the action. If I'm involved, I'll obviously back out and talk instead of, I'll be in the pits waiting for my car to get fixed. So should be able to talk instead of concentrating on the race. But for now, we'll see you guys shortly. Oh, and right before we get rolling here on our pace lap, just wanted to say thanks to our sponsor, grandpaskitchen.com. I appreciate those guys helping out with our broadcast. It's not easy to get all these things set up and going. And ours is still a work in progress. So apologize for anything that doesn't quite come out the way you want it to, but this is us doing our best. But thanks to grandpaskitchen.com and all of their wonderful products out there, gluten-free products for everybody. Check them out on their website and tell them that Last Man Standing Motorsports sent you.
All right, guys, let's have a clean race. Everybody be careful going into one, and hopefully see everybody at the finish.
So here as we're getting rolling here, you kind of see us going here. Looks like we've got a BMW up front. There are 2 Corvettes, 3 Corvettes in the top 10, a bunch of Porsches, and looks like 1 Ferrari.
Green, green, green.
Well, we're still here, still going. We're on lap 5 here, I think. Out of 42. So race is on. Pretty clean start. There were a couple incidents up in the first lap, but mostly a pretty clean go. And we're cruising along. Everybody's pretty much in single file now. But still a lot of positions battling on the track. Joe DuPont has taken the lead. Kyle Dooley right behind him. Bill Edwards in third. He was involved in an incident on lap 1, but he got himself back up into third spot. Jason Morris in fourth. Philip Scott right ahead of me in fifth. Hopefully our camera's working and our little standings list is working. I can't really see the stream from where I'm sitting, so hopefully everything's working and you guys can actually hear me. That was a problem I had the other day. It was voice volume. So hopefully everything's working out okay on the stream. We'll have to reevaluate after we're done, because being that I'm in 6th spot out of 17 or 18 guys here, I'm not going to jump out, check the stream. So this is how it's rolling so far. 15 minutes in. Sorry, my commentary isn't a whole lot. I'm still trying to concentrate here. Running in 6th spot. There's a guy right in front of me and a guy right behind me. So I'm not going to be chitter chatter, but seems to be up front pretty much the same. Joseph DuPont, Kyle Dooley, Bill Edwards, Jason Morris, Philip Scott. Top 5.
Ah! Sorry, Joe. Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome.
You're supposed to slow him down, Mike. Just kidding, Brandon. I know.
Looks like pit stops will be coming up in just a few laps. Everybody's going to probably need to make 2 tonight. Unless somebody is really conserving, which we get at times. Sometimes guys lay back, conserve, and do a single stop where a lot of other guys have to do 2. I got about 4.5 laps of fuel left in my car. And I'll need a full tank to fill up because I won't make it to the end. So most guys, if they're running full fuel, which you can set that in these cars, you can set the fuel level of how much gas you're using based on how fast you go and how much throttle and everything else you got going on. And because of that, people can make the gas last a little longer. Also, some people short shift, which is before you get to your top RPM, shift the gear into the next gear. So you don't rev it out as high on the RPMs, which saves some fuel. So fuel saving techniques people use. And every advantage helps when it's really, really close in a long race. We got an hour and 15-minute race, 75 minutes is what we run on our normal run. Sometimes we do longer, depending on the track. So I hope you're enjoying us so far. We're about 25 minutes in. I'm still trying to concentrate. I got a guy 2 seconds behind me still, which doesn't seem like much, but one little error can eat 2 seconds up in no time. I was in 5th for a little while. I had to give that spot up when I made a little bobble up here in turn 10. But that was Philip Scott, who was actually right on my bumper anyway, so I was okay. Sometimes it's better to let him go than fight for the spot and try to avoid contact. Any little contact on these things, since you're running them right at the ragged edge anyway, little contact can make the car go spinny sideways. A little switcheroo up front. Looks like Bill Edwards has gone in the pits. Taking his stop a little early. Maybe he's balancing that out. Some guys work with strategy to try to figure out how many stops you need and balance out your fuel from there. The leader's also in right now. interesting fact here about the Nürburgring Grand Prix track. They hadn't used it since 2007, I believe, was the last year. Maybe it was 2015. 2007 was the last year they used it for a Grand Prix race. They've been using Hockenheim. Well, last year, the FIA, who runs the Formula One group, decided that they would go back here to Nürburgring and ran the Nürburgring Grand Prix track, which is real similar to the track we're running today, other than the chicane here at the end of turn 14, 13 and 14. So we are about halfway, maybe a little more. I wanted to mention the differences in chicane. There's a real tight chicane, and then there's kind of a sweeping chicane. And they're right there on this. You can see the different tracks right next to each other. As the cars go through the chicane, it's right before the last turn. There's a chicane there, turns 13, 14. And that chicane in the GP class, the Grand Prix class, is a super tight chicane, second gear, almost stopped. You're going like 40 miles an hour through it. And with the BESC chicane that we're using tonight, it's like almost a flat out chicane in third gear. So you really have to mentally prepare yourself when the tracks are different. When we set up races in iRacing, you try to make them unique, right? You try to make them different, so they're not the same every time you drive them. That way, drivers have to kind of get used to the new track. It helps keep competition close. But that chicane is mentally different, because normally you're slowing down to near stop, right? And you're trying to hold on to it, and now it's like you're flying through there. It makes quite a difference. So things have shuffled up a little bit up front. Jason Morris has gotten out front. It's got about a 3.5 second lead over Joseph Dupont. That happened during the pit stops. So on the exchange, Jason had a little better run. Joe's still right there in second. Don't count him out at all. Kyle Dooley still right with him. Kyle and Brandon have been with us now in Last Man Standing Motorsports for just under a week. They were racing with us, like we said at the top of the hour, top of the show. Racing with us last week at the Miata MX-5 race on Thursday nights. That's our track day series that we run. Philip Scott still got the 4th spot up there, and Bill Edwards trying to catch him. Bill got by me a little bit ago, and I'm still here in 6th with Tim Ellen right behind me. By some lap traffic that allowed Tim to catch up right onto my bumper.
Nice teamwork there, Ron and Tim.
I don't think he was trying to, but it did work out.
Still not too talkative out here tonight. We have limited announcing. Just going through the arena section and lost a half a second on the guy behind me. So limited announcing because we are driving. So I hope you enjoy the simulcast and watching us go around. You don't hear a whole lot of talk. But there are still about 15 drivers still out here on track. A couple have dropped out, but still cruising along here. And I still have a guy within 2 seconds behind me, who closes up within a second or a half a second, and then back to a second and a half. And you have to concentrate. And talking talking and concentrating at the same time aren't that easy. So we're giving you the true simulcast version here as we race around. You get to watch us go around. Lap traffic is always an issue. When you get this many cars out here, some people get damaged and some people are just slower. You have to navigate those and hopefully they don't hurt your time. Looks like about 2 laps to go here. Should be getting the white flag this time by for the leaders. I know my scoring little map on the top left that shows you the map of the track doesn't work too well on the last couple laps of the race. It gets down to the end and then it flips back to 2 to go. That is incorrect. Once we get the white flag, there's only 1 to go. Although we still have 2 to go. Did not get the white flag that time by. So Brandon and I get to battle 1 more lap. 2 more laps. At the end of the race, we'll try to get our winner. Talk to him afterwards in the booth here. Jason Morris,
Ron.
race winner. How's it going?
And that was an exciting race there.
That was pretty back and forth.
And the first half of that race, it was nip and tuck. I got the lead at the start and held it for a few laps, and then got a slow down halfway through the track. A few laps later, and just sort of hung on to that lead group. And then when we got into the pit stops, I did a little fuel game and took less fuel, and it worked out.
Yeah, I noticed you popped out there in the lead after the pit stops. That was great strategy. Good job.
Car seemed a little bit better on lower fuel, so I was taking the lower fuel strategy on both runs just to try to stretch it out and get a little bit more speed out of it.
Nice. Well, nice job tonight. You guys, everybody really pushing hard. It was it was quite exciting. I didn't have enough commentary to really justify, but hopefully everybody enjoyed it that was watching at home and that will watch the replay. So
yeah, I hope so. I mean, these guys were out there running qualifying laps for the race. It was just crazy fast. A lot of fun. Great race series you guys got here.
Yeah. Well, thanks again, and congratulations on your win. That should make up for last week's folly.
Yeah, definitely. I was really nervous in turn one this race, so I didn't copy what I did last week. But yeah, this should help out a lot in the points in the season.
Cool. Well, congratulations again. I'm gonna see if I can get Philip to talk for a minute, but he looks like he's left the building, so maybe Bill Edwards will jump up chat for a minute.
All right, thanks, Ron.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too.
Bill Edwards, third spot today. Nice run.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks like a little drama there in turn 5 coming out of the chute. Lap 1 there for you, huh?
Yeah, I got a little. I think I got a little. I got bumped in the back end. Yeah, I just lost control a little bit, but overall, I'll take it because I did the same thing to Joe DuPont. So
later on, I saw he left. He was doing really good. He was up front, and then dropped out. So he must have had a little issue.
I went and looked. I don't know if his internet crashed or what. He was just driving straight down pit road and boop, disappeared.
No fun for him. Well, Bill, you probably have the only viewer. I don't know if she's still watching, but anything you want to say to your fans?
Mom.
Yeah, reigning series champion and win last week and third place this week. Should keep you on top of the points, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I was a little concerned with it when I had to do the drive-through, but man, my car was on rails tonight. It was flying, so I was able to squeeze back up here and get a podium.
Yeah, I saw you when you came back out of the pits. I'm like, man, he must have done late fuel, and you were right behind me. And then, like a couple turns later, you were right in front of me.
Yep. Yeah. It was quick. I don't know. I don't know what I did with this one. A little different, but those guys in practice were so fast. I had to mess with the setup and find a way to get up there. Put a little extra work into it.
Nice. Well, thanks, Bill, for joining us. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for racing. As always, good luck on the next one.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
All right. Thanks. Well, that's it. Let me go down through the field so everybody knows where we're at. Jason Morris takes the win. Philip Scott, second place. Couldn't get an interview with Philip. He seemed to leave the building before we got a chance to talk to him. Bill Edwards, third spot on the podium with his BMW. So he had Porsche, Chevy, and BMW on the podium today. So great representation of the different cars. Myself, I managed to squeak out a fourth place out of that. Racing door to door with Brandon Dooley. He was, we were having a good time. Maybe I'll bring him up to the booth so we can chat about the Tim Allman block that got me fourth spot. So I'll be right back. See if I can grab Tim. In the meantime, go visit grandpaskitchen.com. Get yourself some gluten-free products over there. Those guys have the best stuff anywhere. Great prices. Ship anywhere in the world. You need to check them out. So I'm going to go see if I can get Brandon. Brandon Dooley. Is it Dooley or how do you guys say that?
Yeah, dually. So
All right. Cool, Brandon. 1 week with the series, you're throwing down wins at IndyCar. We were over at Kentucky Oval last week. You snagged a win Saturday night.
yeah.
You did great last week. I don't know why. I can't remember what place you came in the MX5s, but you were top 5.
Second, I believe.
Yep, and here with another top 5. So I noticed as we were battling almost the entire race.
Yeah, we were.
You and I were back and forth, and I let you by in that one turn on the second pit stop. I let you by before the chicane so I could get into the pits without causing an issue.
Yeah, I assumed that was
I was like, man, if I could get 2 or 3 laps on him, I'll be set. And then I could get out. I'll be stable. He'll be coming out of the pits. I'll be able to get around him. Nope, you went in the very next lap.
Yeah, I was out. I had that lap. That was it. I couldn't go any further.
Did you short fill on the first pit stop to get you in that spot?
No.
Okay, you were just using a little more fuel maybe than I was. I still had a few laps I could have run, and I was trying to get out in front of you on that pit stop, and it did not work.
Yeah, I was topping off at 13.1 every stop.
Oh wow!
Except for the last one that just have crew chief doing my end of the race at full fuel consumption plus 2 laps. So
yeah, that's usually what I set mine at too. It was pretty exciting. It was funny because when I was in front of you, you could get right on the bumper, but you couldn't figure out how to get by unless I made a mistake.
Yep.
And same with me. If I was on your bumper, I could not get by you, but I could stay there.
It's a tough track to pass on.
Yeah, I was hoping I could get a run down that backstretch because I was catching you on that back straight.
Yeah,
because the Vet has so much straightaway power.
That's the difference in car there.
Yeah.
The C8 on the straights will walk away a little bit from the 911.
Well, and I think that's what the pick and roll got me when you were.
Yeah.
Because you were right behind me, but I had the legs going down that straight to get in front of you. But
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was fun. We had just for the fans. I don't know if it was on us or not on camera, but Tim Allman, who happens to be my teammate, had meatballed his car. His car looked like, and I was like, "Why are we catching Tim?" Because I was right behind you and we were catching Tim. Like, and then I get to his car. I'm like, "Oh, that's why we're catching Tim. He must have hit something."
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed me on the straightaway front.
On the front straight, yeah, I did.
Tapping the brakes.
Yeah, I noticed the lights.
I saw
flashing.
a couple cars spinning at the end of the straight, and I didn't know where they were going to be on track or off. So I'm like, I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm not hitting them, but I'm just doing enough to engage them just to let you know something's up here. Because crew chief or nothing threw a flag. So
yeah, I didn't notice the yellow there.
Smart driver.
Yeah, I did notice, and I did slow down slightly. I have to admit, I didn't slow down a lot because I was trying to catch up to you.
Yeah, I wasn't hitting them enough that it was slowing me down, really. Just enough to engage what I hoped would engage the lights, just to give you a heads up that I saw cars spinning in front of me.
Well, as soon as you did, I saw your lights flash, and then I saw a car launch up into the air. It must have hit something and went flying, so I knew something was up and eased up into turn 1 there.
Yeah, I'm assuming Tim was involved with that because when we got up to him, he had quite a bit of cosmetic damage there to the body.
Oh, okay. Maybe whoever that was, Ian. We'll have to go back and catch that replay. Unfortunately, on our live broadcast, this is simulcast. You get it as it comes. So,
yeah,
you get what you get, kind of thing. So, also we got fellow broadcaster Michael Mooney up here in the booth with us. How you doing, Mooney?
I'm doing better now that the blood pressure and anxieties have come down, and not as frustrated as I was as the last third of the race. I had a decent run until I decided to overdrive the car every lap.
It's one of those mental things, right? This track is so technical. It's so tight. And if you miss a corner, that just sets you up that you'll miss the next one.
I screwed up 2 laps in a row, turn 1. After I pit earlier than everyone to try and be quick enough for the next stop and jump ahead of Chip, who I was racing against, and Paul Bilson. And it was like, if I dive in sooner, maybe I can be, still running. And then I decided to throw it all out the window and turn one, and then, yeah.
Brandon and I were door to door pretty much the whole race. And there were a couple times where I skated through a couple corners and he got right up behind me. And,
I checked up a few times.
Yeah, I was thinking that last corner, that very last turn, I shouldn't have turned in as hard as I did, but I had to drop down to first gear to get through that corner right. And that final corner of the race. And I did cut down in, and then I saw you back off. I'm like, oh, whoops. So I probably blocked you there.
A little bit, but as the rules state, I didn't have the position and I wasn't past you, so it wasn't going to make it clean, and I backed out.
Yeah. Better to get 5th than get 10th, right?
Any day.
Yeah, it's a fun race. Like you heard from Bill and Jason, both a great group of guys here that race together. Lots of fun. Glad to have you, Brandon, and your brother online with us. Not sure what happened to him. He was up front early, so. He
was up front. The second pit stop, he had a pit entry.
40-second hold.
40-second hold, and forgot to uncheck tires. So.
That'll drop you a minute.
He just piled up on him on that last pit stop.
Yeah, he was up front. That's why I was surprised. I thought I was fighting you for 5th, and then come across the line and said I had 4th. I'm like, no way, and I didn't realize Kyle had little pit troubles there.
Yep. Yeah, he just texted me.
Hope he had fun though. I had a blast on that one, racing door to door with you the whole night. That was a good time.
Yep. It's fun when you can be clean racing and as hard as you want back and forth. So it makes it fun.
Yep. Well, all right. Well, Mooney, you got anything for the broadcast here before we sign it off?
I hope everyone enjoyed it because there was some tight battles in the back. Also, Bilson and Chip for a long period of time, myself and Chip, Jeff and Bilson later. There was decent battling throughout the whole race for many different positions. So even though there was a lot of heartache, there was a lot of good racing. And can't wait to come back to this area and do Nordschleife, the small version, later in the season.
Actually, we're combined. We're combined.
I thought combined was the end, but I thought there was a Nordschleife.
Oh, we might be doing 2 runs here. That might be possible. I don't know. So run down the field. Let me see if I can get. A full rundown here, as I got to save my file. So go ahead and chat for a minute, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay. We'll let him do that. I have it already pulled up, but he likes to be the broadcaster.
Hey, why don't you run through the field while I'm doing this save? You can tell everybody where everybody finished up. Because I can only see the first 12 drivers.
You can only see the first 12? All right. Well, we have, obviously, Jason Morris with his win. Philip Scott, 2nd. Bill Edwards, 3rd. Ron Gaivo, 4th. Brandon Dooley, 5th. Kyle Dooley, 6th. Jeff Wyatt, 7th. Tim Allman, 8th. Paul Bilson, 9th, and the first car lap down. Michael Mooney, myself, 10th. Chip Hansen, 11th. Barry Knapp, 12th. Mike Morkid, 13th. Paul Allen, 14th. Joseph DuPont, 15th. Justin Kruckman, 16th. Aaron Mack, 17th. And David Visser getting a couple laps in and finishing 18th.
All right, 18 cars. So we even went up 1 from last week. So that's good. We got a good turnout here. A good group of guys racing. Let's see if anybody got 0 incident points. No.
I'm
actually,
so glad you said no, because I was racing your 0 the whole race.
Yeah. Actually, Paul Bilson had the highest tonight with 36. That might, if the points, if I recall, that might hurt him.
Well, that's an impressive number.
Yeah. You actually ran 4. You had the lowest, Brandon.
Somebody
with 4.
else, David Visser, also only had 4.
Right, but he only raced 3 of the laps, so he doesn't get count for for
And-
finishing 2 points. You need to
Ah.
get 85% of the laps to get the extra points.
I gotcha. And all 4 of mine were just barely off tracks. It was not
Yeah.
the 4 per contact, so I'll take
It was probably in that turn 3, 4, 5 complex, my guess. Because we
Yes.
were tight through there a few times, and I caught that edge. I had 8, and mine were all off tracks, and I caught that edge, and I caught an edge here and there a few times. I messed up a couple corners, but
Yep. Yeah, the inside of the right-hander up against the walls where I kept getting mine.
oh yeah, you go across those bricks and you get the 1X there. Yep. Yeah, I did a few of those too. Well, thanks again, everybody, for joining us. Thanks, Brandon and Michael, for finishing off here with me. It's good to talk to everybody after the race, and hope you guys enjoyed the show. We'll be back next week with grandpaskitchen.com GTE series with Last Man Standing, and we will be somewhere else. Haven't even looked yet.
Would you like to know? Should we?
Yeah, where are we going to be?
Well, that's strange that you asked that because I don't know yet. Hold on, 2 seconds.
Schedule pulled
Schedule
up.
pulled up.
Road America.
Yes.
Yeah, Road America for
At
next week.
sunrise. Oh, wonderful! I love
Yeah,
these
your
races.
favorite. That's all right. We're
Yeah.
on 4 times time, so you'll be through the sunrise quickly.
Yep.
And then following that, we are going to do what GTE cars were not meant to do.
Talladega Super
We are going to
Speedway, yeah.
Talladega on the super speedway. We have to set them up to run on ovals. It's a little tricky to get them set up that way, but these things are a blast in draft. So it'll be exciting. Definitely one to watch. But next week at Road America, followed by Talladega 2 weeks from now. Thanks again, everybody. This is Ron and Michael signing off for Big Wizard TV.
See ya. Thanks for watching.